School were making fun of me saying that I have a flat face. Like, do I have a flat face? I remember my mom saying like, hey, 可能嗰啲細路仔歧視我哋啲中國人呢。
Alright, now it's time for the reflections on the video. So, not only is this part for reflections, it's also a part for my own story times. Without further ado, let's just get started. Firstly, with reflections, I think she's taking everything a little bit too much, or like looking at it from like the worst point of view possible, because obviously the world has changed, and so have the people living in the world, and a lot of us are fighting more for like social equality. Now, I just disagree with some of her like own actions that she has made, and this is like ranting session for me basically. So firstly, I hated the fact that she tried to agree with everyone. There is supposed to be diversity in the world. That's why we were made, and that's why we're unique, and we have our own, like, I don't know, uniqueness and specialties where that makes me me and that makes you you. And while she just tries to like fit in with everyone. So that's point number one. Secondly, I hated how she was bullying other people along with the bullies. Mom, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. That's how old I am right now. Now moving on to my own story time. Firstly was like the first couple of years when I came to the US. Basically what happened was that people were trying to make friends with me, except how can I say this? Actually, there was a obvious, like very obvious language barrier there, and I did not like it at all. Like, I thought they were trying to provoke me. I thought they were trying to be mean and discriminate me, and separate me from all the other people. Except later on, when I actually started to understand my surroundings and the people around me, I noticed that all they were trying to do was make friends with me. And sometimes we do take actions or like verbal speech not what they're meant in ways that they're not supposed to be taken, right? So I think that's like one of the main problems with like new immigrants to the US or to any other country. Mistaking others' actions for something bad because you yourself have like inequalities, or like, no, not inequality, like insecurities about basically you and what you're able to do, but except as you start to grow and as you start to notice the things around you, you will be able to wonder to yourself and ask yourself, hey, I didn't really need to do or like feel insecure about this or that I didn't really like when I was first here. All right, fun little story time when I was little. So one day, I was in first grade when I was actually back in China. Now this was one of like many fun days I had, and it was during break time, lunch break, or whatever, 课间休息, what do you guys want to call it? Just call it that. But it was during one of those things, and the girls were outside. We were collecting branches on the stadium while the boys were playing in the fields. Now back then I actually had a couple friends who were actually boys, if that made sense. Well, I obviously still do, but most of them still live in China, and one of them I've lost contact with a long time ago. But yeah, so basically it was one of those days, and you know, branches, girls, boys, all outside, very hot day, want to prove that we're better than boys. Exactly, it was one of those days, and this happened back in China. So basically, every single girl, practically, other than like, I remember like 2 or 3 girls off to the side reading books. I wish I was one of them, except sadly, I tell you, cannot. But makes for a good story. Basically what happened was that us girls, we decided to pick up some of the branches, and they were huge branches, okay? Like larger than my arm span, and my arm span is wide, I tell you. Really long limbs. My legs are really long too. I would say they're actually longer than my legs as well. So that's one of the things that you guys have to take notice with this story, okay? So we started picking up those branches, and after a while, we thought it was quite boring just chasing the girls around. So we decided to hop off the stadium and onto the field where the boys were playing. Me, being the little impulsive, bratty girl that I was, decided to just chase after them. Just chase after the boys, full speed running with a branch. Turned out okay, nobody died. A couple scratches on myself though, because I was so big and dragged me down a couple of times. It's fun though, fun day. So basically when I realized and when I came to America, I wanted to be wild and play in the fields and like chase after people and just be like, chaotic. But I wasn't that. I kept my composure in America because I thought that I cannot let my guards down. Otherwise, this whole new army of people will start charging in my little, imaginary castle. That made sense, imaginary kingdom. So it would be like a big war and stuff. So I kept my composure. I kept my guards up and never really did anything. And for like the first couple of years of school, I was just observing everybody and seeing what they were like and seeing what they were doing. If you guys get that feeling, if like you're put in a new situation, a new surrounding, and you don't know anything, you're gonna be looking around. So that was what I did. And for the first few years, I spent my time looking around and seeing what everybody else did, noticing obvious differences and small similarities. But yeah, that was one of my happy childhood days that I wanted to share with you guys. But now that story time's over and I have gotten most of my ideas out, time to say bye, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, comment down below if you have any questions, and please do subscribe because it'll make me personally very happy. Bye. See you guys all next time.